Okay, so we have a Amiga 500 with a Vampire 2 in it. Just want to do a quick demo of Ace, the Atari Console Emulator. It's an Atari 800 emulator. It's an older version. It's not very well known, but it came out in '94. It's like a beta version, but it's actually surprisingly pretty good. It just was really too slow back in the day for to be usable at all, but with faster machines, it's pretty good. It actually runs about 100% speed on this machine. I even tested it on the Amiga 4000 with an 060 running at 66 megahertz, and it actually runs pretty well there too, about 100% I find. So anyway, we'll go ahead and fire it up and run a couple demos. You have the setup right here. Basically, you copy your ROM. It requires an Atari 800 BIOS ROM. It doesn't work with the XL ROMs, so either the Atari OS A or B will work. I'm using Atari OS B. Seems to run pretty good. That's it. The only thing you gotta do is specify where the ROM's at under image, and the rest you can just leave default. You don't really have to mess with it. Change it to XL on model here. Seems to run a little bit better than if you have it on 800. It only supports 48K memory though, unfortunately, so it doesn't run a lot of the newer XL or XE games. I think it does support disk images, but I found it doesn't work with ATR files. I think it needs a different type of disk format. Some of the older ones, I'm not sure what the DCO or something like that. I can't remember what they were. But basically, I use it for executable files and also ROM images for cartridges, and it works pretty good. So I'm going to start it up. Here is the main screen. You have a bunch of keys here. Basically, I have to hold down the right Amiga key and push 1 to load a program, either a ROM or exe. I think you can also load a disk. It says load disk, but I'm using you use the same command for either executable or ROM files. And then right Amiga R will reboot it. Right Amiga Q will quit the emulator and come back here. So anyway, you'll get a hang of it. And then F5 to F10 are some of the keys on the keyboard. Reset, option, select, start, and break. And I haven't really messed around with some of the other modes on here, but it seems to run pretty good like that. So we'll do a right Amiga 1. You get a file requester here, and you bring it up. So we'll fire up Alley Cat. Runs pretty good. I'd say about 75% of the games roughly will actually run pretty well. There's a few glitches here and there, but the rest will just crash. So, but pretty good amount of them seem to run. So anyway, to quit, you do a right Amiga Q, brings you back to the emulator, and then you can just start again. And right Amiga 1. And you can load another exe file. I have a whole bunch here, some of the favorites that I used to have when I was a kid. So, Congo Bongo. Try a different one here. Let's see which one should I try here. Miss Pac-Man. F8, start. So this one is a little glitchy, you can see here, but seems to run pretty good. sometimes games will run and the sprites are messed up and it won't, like, you won't die if you get hit. I wonder here on this one if it happens or not. But like I said, very few. Yeah, this one works, so. Alright. I'll show you one that doesn't work. BC's Quest for Tires. Sometimes it won't respond to anything. Here we go. Yeah, you can see the screen's all messed up here. Yeah, this is that's what happens when it doesn't work. So, alright, go on to the next one. And let's see what else can we run here. Cube runs actually pretty well on here. Oh, that's good. Let's see, Pac-Man Arcade, the new version. Got a glitchy title screen, but it seems to run pretty good. So yeah, as long as it's executable file under like 40 kilobyte or so, you know, it runs on a 48K machine. Seem to run pretty much most of the stuff that I've tried. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. It runs pretty well on here on this vampire machine. That one, and we'll do one more here. Let's see, Super Cobra actually runs pretty good too on here, surprisingly. So you can see how it's a little glitchy here, and the bombs don't seem to work on this, but the shooting does work. Oh, let me show you the new version of Scramble that was released just recently. It actually runs on here. Pretty glitchy though. Do I have it on here? Crap, I don't have it on here. I'll do another video probably with it. I thought it was on here. Nope, alright. Space Invaders does not want to work on here. Zaxxon actually works pretty well on here too, actually. Pretty interesting. Super Zaxxon does not want to work though, it gets pretty glitchy. It does run, but it's all garbled pretty bad. So yeah, it's just hit and miss. But I copied a whole bunch of files onto my machine here, and I've been testing out a lot of them, and pretty impressed. So if you have a fast machine, at least an 060, probably 66 megahertz, you know, if you wanted to run 100%. Otherwise it'll probably run a little slower, but Yeah, don't even bother on a 40 or below. Just not going to run that well. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching.